Hey guys, Shadowz here, welcome back to another Gear 6 video. Today we're going to be discussing the 4th Carmine brother, Carmine Construction Company, Settlement 6 and more in Gear 6. The Carmines were a large family deeply rooted in the coalition order governments, where military service was simply an expectation. While some Carmine family members were proud of their strong cog heritage, there was one thing in common that all Carmine shared, and that was simply every Carmine loved to shoot guns, blow stuff up, and never turned down a knockdown or drag out fight. The most known members of the Carmine family consisted of the 4 Cog Gear Carmine brothers: Chief Sergeant Clayton Carmine, the Grub Killer; Private Anthony Carmine, the historical expert voted in the Cog Academy the most likely to get shot; Private Benjamin Carmine, the rookie to his squad mates and squirt by his brothers; to the 4th Carmine brother, who has been one of the biggest unanswered mysteries in the Gears of War universe for over 15 years. During the Gears of War 2 campaign, while on the beginning tutorial mission Train the Rook, where Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago of Delta Squad are teaching the rookie Benjamin Carmine the fundamental basics and the golden rules of being a cog gear, Ben Carmine revealed to both Marcus and Dom, confirming that there were a total of 4 Carmine brothers as seen in the following.
Yo, you said your name is Carmine? You got a brother was a gear?
Yeah, all 4 of us. Well, 3 now. You know one of them?
I served with Anthony. He was a good soldier. My respects.
Thanks. Just good to know he died a hero's death.
Yeah, right.
So far, we have been introduced to Anthony Carmine on board a King Raven helicopter as part of Delta Squad, tasked with finding Alpha Squad and securing the sonic resonator. A Carmine was later killed, headshotted while reloading by a Locust sniper. Benjamin Carmine on the streets of Jacinto as Marcus and Dom took him on his first ever patrol mission, coming across those monkey dog looking wretches. B Carmine was killed in action inside the destroyer Riftworm as Nemesis dragged him across the acidic spikes, burning his chest to the absolute bone. Clayton Carmine is similar to Anthony on board a King Raven helicopter, but this time around as part of CMV Sovereign's Rapid Response Force on a search for supplies in Augustus Coltrane's hometown of Hanover. After surviving a long-shot sniper bullet to the helmet from a stranded friendly fire, to being shot down aboard a King Raven by the Locust Queen's Tempest, causing the helicopter to be lit aflame and crashing into the beaches of Azura. With a huge thanks to Gears of War fans worldwide who voted to save Carmine in the 2010's Fate of the Carmine campaign, Clayton Carmine survived the King Raven helicopter crash, which had only knocked his helmet off his head as the living Grub Killer assisted other wounded Gears, and had honored his fallen brothers in finally defeating both the Locust and the Lambent. Now, despite there never being a mention of D Carmine, the 4th Carmine brother, outside of Ben Carmine's Train the Rook opening mission, it is very possible we actually know a lot more about the mysterious Carmine brother than most think, and how that ties into the 4th Carmine brother making his debut in the Gear 6 campaign story. Firstly, to begin with, 42 years after the emergence of the Locust Horde, as a new threat arose in the invasion of the Swarm enemy, the Cog Settlement 2 came under siege by the nearby Locust burial site becoming active, where it was revealed that Clayton Carmine had a niece and Lizzie Carmine, confirming that the 4th Carmine brother, D Carmine, survived the events of the Locust War just like Clay, and settled down with an unknown wife, later conceiving a Carmine daughter in Elizabeth Carmine, as seen in the following.
The Grub Killer returns, baby!
Grub Killer, Swarm Killer, whatever. Yeah, rescued by my old trainees.
Uncle Clay.
Yeah, and now I gotta get up again.
With D Carmine likely also being a veteran of the Locust War, it seems as though he had retired from military service, settling down with a family to start a new life, while his other surviving brother continued to serve on, being promoted to Chief Sergeant, becoming a training instructor at the new Cog Academy. Being a Carmine though, of course, D Carmine would continue to be a part of the Cog and help out in rebuilding civilization, with specifically the Cog settlement cities, Neophera, and potentially the CCC Company. During the early years of the Pendulum Wars, the Carmine Construction Company was founded by an elder Carmine family member that operated around the same time as the building of the secret Mount Kadar laboratory by Nevercut Mining, due to the fact that Carmine Construction Company based instruments, such as the company's cryo cannon, can be found throughout the facility. Almost an entire century later, 25 years after the end of the Locust War, it seems as though the Carmine Construction Company is still operating at large within the COG, as mining construction equipment such as the Dropshot and Buzzkill, which later became repurposed by both the Outsiders and Swarm as new weaponry, are branded with the CCC Company logo, meaning that a living Carmine must have inherited the Carmine Construction family company, who are heavily involved in the early stages of constructing the all-new COG settlements. Within the first few months following the discovery of the new Swarm enemy by JDK, Dale and Marcus alerting their presence to be known by the COG, First Minister Jin revealed in the Gears of War Ascendance book novel that plans for a Settlement 6 had just begun, with a prep camp getting the site ready, which would most likely include the Carmine Construction Company. This could explain the whereabouts and the location of the fourth Carmine brother D Carmine during both the events of Gears of War 4 and Gears 5, and the story narrative that would lead to D Carmine returning to the fight and making his debut as the new Carmine character of Gear 6. After the death of his daughter Elizabeth Lizzie Carmine during the attack on Settlement 2 at the beginning of the Swarm invasion, D Carmine will want to seek vengeance for her death, with reuniting with his family and Clayton Carmine, joining his brother in the fight against the Swarm as war returns to planet Sarah, with humanity going on the offensive. This of course means that Gear 6 could mark the first opportunity for two living Carmine brothers to share the same screen in the same game for the first time in the Gears of War story, which of course, as all Gears of War fans will know, only means pain, suffering and constant grief, as a new Gears game equals another Carmine death. However, could the Coalition Studio developers possibly play around with the idea of the Carmine curse being not only the potential fate of D Carmine dying, but maybe instead surviving, continuing on the Carmine legacy, as Clayton Carmine could finally meet his demise? Please make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me what you think. Do you agree that the fourth Carmine brother will appear in the Gear 6 campaign? And where has D Carmine been during the story of both Gears 4 and Gears 5? So there you have it guys, full details on the fourth Carmine brother D Carmine, the Carmine Construction Company, Settlement 6 and more in Gear 6. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.